Good morning everybody and welcome to Penbritte Equestrian Academy, and today we'd like to welcome our guest Dr. Janae Botha, our vet, Craig Sutton all the way from Cape Town, and Anthony Ward sitting over there. And today's topic, we are going to be looking at gait analysis and hoof balance, as I think it is the no horse, no hoof, no horse, and I think it's very important. So we're going to spend a little bit of time today on looking at hoof balance and the relation to lameness and future problems. So really would like to thank our guests for being here. I think it's going to be a fantastic educational moment for all horse owners and coaches. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we just landed up putting on the sensors on the foot. So first we put the stickers on and then we landed up putting the sensors. So we got the red for the front feet and then the black for the back feet. Right. Okay, now you can just turn him again and take him straight into a trot. And then trot him back to the same place. Yeah, keep his head nice straight, trot there and then come back again. Okay, that's good. So what you do is just trot about the, you can trot about the same, so walk first, the same thing about the same distance, come back, then you just turn around, stop and then trot again, okay. You see the difference in the walk already in the soft and in the hard. The hard he was landing a little bit more medial laterally and now he's landing more toe first. Okay, there we go. You can just go straight into a trot. There we go, perfect. Okay, so the first one was what's name? Hey, big horse. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So we've taken it off the horse now. So we're going to put them down and we're going to connect them to the laptop now. So we're going to put them down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to push the button until we go all blue. We'll press and then, okay, the first one didn't link, but we'll link the other 3. Okay, there we go. And let's see what link we got. So there we got the angles of the foot. The left front is 49, the right front is 51. And we did 39 in the walk and 39 in the walk behind. You go on the footfall, so he's quite even actually. He's very even in the walk, both. He's landing nice and flat. His mid stance is good. His breakover is nice and even. Slightly a little bit behind on the, slightly a little bit on the landing on the right hind, but the mid stance also slightly, and then the breakover looked pretty even. And he was actually really good in the trot. Look. They're all basically even on 1-1. Let's go on the timing, which is important. So he's 9, -4, 4 and 8. So his mid stance, when the foot is on the ground, is 9 milliseconds. The breakover between the two was 4 milliseconds. The swing was 4 milliseconds, and then the landing was 8 milliseconds. So that was in the trot, and then behind 6 milliseconds, 5, 6, and 6 again. So anything under 20 is actually really good. Okay, let's go in the walk and see what he did on the walk. On the walk, the mid stance, he was 1 millisecond difference, breakover 10, swing 15, and 6 in the walk and behind. His mid stance was really good. It was 0, 8. On the breakover, swing was 10 and 2 milliseconds on the breakover. Let's go to the analyzing. So this will show us, let's do map motion first. So he's landing nice and heel first. Let's just slow that up. So as it'll go, it'll show you exactly how he's landing. So you'll get that first little arrow down, triangle. That would be from when he's landing, and then you'll get like a diamond shape. That will be his mid stance. You'll see when we get there. Okay, there we go, mid stance. You can see how it changes color, so it goes all the way yellow. It'll be his mid stance, and then from mid stance we'll go to another diamond facing up, triangle facing up, and then that will go into the breakover. So each little square is literally about 10 degrees on each one. And we'll go again, it'll show us on the landing. So the darker reds is where he's landing mostly, and then the lighter ones are in between. So he's landing here and there as he's trotting through on the uneven ground. And then we'll go on the swing. In the walk, let's look up like that. So he's walking actually quite nice and pretty straight through. The sides is 14, 12, 13, 11, which is not too bad. It's quite nice and straight. You'll see he breaks over, and then that little notch there is the sensor that picks up as the foot leaves the ground. It will pick that up, and then it will go through. So he's quite evenly on his breakover. And then he's 3-3 either side. So he's coming through very straight, which is nice. You can see the dark thin line is where he's mainly going through, and then the others is in between as he's swinging. And then there's just his breakover, nice and straight. And he's going to the trot. The trot should be even better, because on the trot they always tend to move better because it's faster. So it's all got to do with timing. So you can see he's landing really nicely on the front in the trot. The landing there, you can see it's the same. The swing, let's see what he's doing. So in the trot, he's actually coming up a little bit higher, coming through, and then turning. Let's see the front. Again, we can actually just play it. You can see there, he comes through and he lands. So he's got a slight little twist, and then he comes down. But he's landing nice heel first, you can see. There we go. So again, he comes through, touchdown, heel first, mid stance, and then you'll go into the breakover. Side as well. So it comes over, he comes up a little bit high, drops, and then comes in and lands quite nice and flat. So you can actually come back and watch the landing, which is really nice and good. So in the trot, you can see he's swinging slightly a little bit more on this right front. His dish, he's got a little bit of a dish coming through there, but not too bad. And then basically on the landing again. And then that, you can see his stride length was 251 on the left, and he's got a stride length of 251 on the right, so it's quite nice and even. Let's go generally again. That was on the next one, so it was 39, 35, 34, 49, 51. We'll go on to the hind feet. So unfortunately the hind feet, we don't get any angles on that at the moment. They're still working on that. But then again, It's the same as the others, as the front, so we'll skip that. We'll go on to the hinds, see motion. So yeah, he's in the trot, he's coming out a little bit laterally. He's got a little squiggle, so he's actually landing slightly laterally, wiggling around before it comes into the stance. So there he's landing on 29 and there's 22. That's not big, so that's about a 7 millisecond difference. Mid stance is 217, 224, so yeah, that's only like also 7 and 52 and 57 and 52 on the breakover, which is only about 5 milliseconds. I can see that. Okay, it was 8. It says 8 there, 4, 4, and 9 on the hinds. On the hinds it's 6, 5, 6, 6 on the timing. Let's go to the landing behind there. Basically, he's landing way more than what he is on the more landing than anything else. And then you can see now behind, he comes up, but then he's got this big arch that comes through the top, and then comes down, and then rolls down into the landing. So this should be a little bit laterally, because he was landing on the motion picture there. You can see he's landing laterally. So on the swing, you'll see now as well that he's going to come through and land laterally and then smash the medial heel down. So we'll have to take that in consideration, drop that heel, and I think we're going to put him in an egg bar behind, just to help him to land a little bit more heel first, and a nice breakover. We know exactly what we're looking at. So he's got a bit of a difference in his heels there. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, an egg bar, yeah.
Especially, I mean, he's quite slack on the passings anyway, so that's definitely going to, will help it
See,
a
I'm
bit.
going to shoot, then I'm going to shoot like that. Okay, so now I've rounded off, I've rolled my shoe all the way around, okay. I'm going to put my nails in, shot the horse nice and full. On the gait analysis, he tends to land a little bit more lateral to medial. So you'll see I rolled the toe a little bit more from the toe area to the quarter on the outside. Nice, eh?
Yeah, nice fit, eh? Okay. Foot. There we go. There we go. Okay, same sort of thing. Just walk back down and it's looking way better on that hind ridge compared to what they were earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier you could see they were
Pushing in.
mm-hmm.
I think it's improved so much already.
That's good. Okay, then you can take him straight on there and trot. Coming through nice and straight, eh? Okay, nicely, he went off. Didn't try swap legs, nothing.
Turns in a little bit on that front left.
Yeah, slightly.
There we go. Done.
Okay, you got him there. Don't jump on me yet. Okay, same thing. Just turn him around, then we can just walk him So then we can just turn him and then stand him still, and then we'll walk, and then we just do exactly the same. Okay, stand. Okay, there we go. You can just walk him. Okay, you can turn him and just trot him straight. That's good. So yeah, basically we're going to, let's see, we get the angle ones, let's see, some of them won't have because they were on the soft. So there now it's 52, 52, where earlier on it was 40, I think 49 and 40, 47 and 50, I think it was 3 degrees. So now we got them exactly the same. The fronts, that's actually quite cool because Anthony did the one foot and I shot the other foot. And we actually shot them like perfectly. So that's actually quite impressive, to be honest. Yeah. And there, yeah, stand the same, exactly the same. So the landing's good, the mid stance is nice, both of them, nice broker, exactly the same. The hinds, exactly, maybe slightly on the right hind, but other than that, it actually looks really, really good.
No, the police were there on our side.
So 3, 14, 07, 0751. Let's go to analyzing. So landing very nice in the back again. So these ones, as I said earlier on, they're just for where it jumps on in between, and that's where the proper landing is now. Swing. Let's zoom in on that. Boom, so nice heel. See, early on we had a bigger little outward swing there early on. This one's still got it, but there, nice. Boom. Go side view. 12, 12, 11, 11. So very good, eh? We'll compare it just now. I can compare it to the others. And then go top. So 1, 1. So we're coming through very, very straight. I think we were like 1 and 3 earlier on, or 3 and 2. But yeah, we'll just have a look. See. Okay, let me go back to general. Let's go left front. So then I think let's go that one. Yeah, so the left front now. It was 49 when we started and it's 52 now. But they're both evil, both. And then we can see the timing between the two. So this is how we've quickened the breakover. It was 146 originally, now it's 93. So that's the timing difference between the left before and after 27, 10 and 25. So it's actually a good pickup, eh? Anthony, come check here. Let me just get these back. I know where we go. Sorry. Left and left. Analyzing. So it was 2, sorry, earlier on. And now it's 1, 1 all across. Let's see, side. So it was 13, 11, it was 12, and I think we've got the length at 177 now. And it was 185. the stride length.
So, okay, what's our patient's name?
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. How old is he?
How old is he?
Doesn't really matter. He's quite small.
10.
Yeah. And I need 2 centimeters. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Oops. Almost there.
Okay, no, not next to each other. I need my plate in there. Yeah, that's fine.
It's sedated. Yeah, he's normally that shit too. Yeah, everyone's like, be careful.
Okay,
Don't do
we're
it.
going to do a lateral medial. So plate in here on the floor.
No, boy.
Okay, just push him over a little bit.
wide.
Just push him a little bit. Okay, let me just make that foot straight, otherwise I'm going to have to compensate on this plate. There we go. There we go. Okay.
That's quite interesting, yeah. We basically shot one side of the horse and one side of the horse. So we did basically, I shot one side and Anthony shot the other side.
Ready.
Nope. Let's just do that again. No, it's because his foot's skew. I have to compensate. I'll show you now. Just put the plates a little bit forward. Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Okay, something is quite important on your x-rays. We were talking about quality of x-rays. Positioning is absolutely critical. So in the first couple ones, you can actually see what's quite nice with the shoes. You can see the 2 clips are not aligned. This is a useless view. You can't interpret from this. So you have to keep taking until your clips are as close to being aligned or align to have an accurate representation. Anything less than that, rubbish in, rubbish out. You're going to have inaccurate because you're going to have an oblique view. So you're going to get artifacts all over the show. And then just behind him.
On the floor.
On the floor. Okay.
Ready.
Okay, their front foot. Yeah. So I'm going to start. Okay, I can't, no, open up. Yeah, because otherwise that doesn't go in. Thank you.
Ready.
Thank you. That's it. They've taken both. So when we're talking about x-rays, it's mainly 2 views, lateromedial and dorsopalmar. There's lots that you can do on the feet, like obliques, naviculars, skylines, there's millions. But for now, we're just looking at the farrier, so we're literally just assessing a lateromedial view and a dorsoplantar view. Right, so this one's not quite an ideal view because again we've got a little bit of obliquity, but it's going to do for now. So on this you're wanting a solar angle. He has a bit of a positive solar angle. Okay, quite thin soles, but if you look your lateral medial view, your hoof plantar axis, which actually is a line that goes through these bones, is actually quite aligned. It's actually quite a nice hoof pastern axis angle. And again, if you drop a line through the middle of the pastern bone, you're getting that hoof to toe ratio very nicely in the middle, so you're not straining the toe, you're not straining, well, the toe which will strain your flexors and it's not straining the heel, which will crush the heel, and your digital cushion is in the heel. That's part of where you want to preserve in a foot. So in terms of balancing on the right front foot, that's actually quite nicely balanced. I mean, the hoof pattern axis is nice. So on your mediolateral view, you're looking for your mediolateral balance. So you're looking at the distance on the pedal bone, medial side and lateral side, how far it is to the ground, to see that he's not loading abnormally. And what you also need to notice, when the x-ray is taken, you have to see this has to be straight. So your view has to be as straight as possible, because if this is misinterpreted, you will adjust mediolateral balance according to this and you will get incorrect angles. So if we compensate and we make it straight, the other thing is we can see there's quite a bit of mediolateral imbalance on this horse. If you have a look at the distance between the pedal bone and the first, the small pastern, see the joint there is quite narrow, where it's very wide and open on this side. This is quite significant. This will hurt your coffin joint, and this actually does need to be, guys, when we're doing the feet, this does need to be good, because it is an accurate view. So this does need to be corrected, because this will lead to a lot of changes. Because if you see into the short pastern and long pastern, there we repeat that, and ultimately the same at the fetlock. So the strain is going to be multiplied all the way up. So as he's standing like this, never mind how he's walking, how he's trotting, he's already standing in an incorrect position, loading the structures on the lateral side, on the medial side, sorry. So we're looking at the left fore. Left fore, the hoof pastern axis angle, quite nice, not quite as nice as the right fore, but again quite a decent one, not too badly negative. Very, very thin soles. Anything major? Anything else that you want to look at this view? Okay. Getting a very similar picture. Actually, no, I'm lying. This is the opposite, because this will be medial, this will be lateral. This one's lateral is open, medial is compressed. So we're getting a horse that's standing like this. So it's on both sides, it's medial and lateral. So we have to go back and adjust the medial-lateral balance, because the horse is actually leaning in like this quite badly, because again, you see there's quite a mark, it's more than a millimeter difference that you're getting on the medial-lateral balance. And you actually can see it here. The distance on your lateral side and medial side is not equal. Okay, and again, this is not a rotated view. So it's been where the horse actually, his conformation, in taking the x-ray, it was taken from an angle to compensate for that, so that you have a straight view. So this is an accurate representation. That's basically on the x-rays that we can see. So very nice balance in terms of the toe and the hoof ratio and the heel pastern axis, but we do need to fix both the mediolateral, both sides, both fronts. Okay, thanks. That's it. Thanks. That's really important.
They're going to trot him
That's
outside, and Anthony going to trot outside and inside.
My machine's here, I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to get the other 15-minute card for you.
Yet.
When it's on,
Halfway to show ready, I'm going to cut it off definitely twice. So now hold it.
you can do the front.
Okay, and then we need. He's slightly negative on the left hind. Slightly negative on the left hind. We've x-rayed the hind feet, bearing in mind what they have done yesterday. If you have a look at the hind feet, the left hind foot, we were just discussing it now, left hind foot has a better hoof pastern axis angle than the right. No, it has a more negative. This one's negative compared to the right hind. So with this one, you can actually see the little bit of a sloping that you've got on the pedal bone. So ideally, you would need the pedal bone this direction to actually get a much better angle. So again, this is where we're talking about a broken back angle. Interesting as well, he's very much, if you do divide the foot in your foot-toe ratio, you've got a lot more pressure on the toe than you've got on the foot. So he's actually, there's quite a bit of imbalance on this foot still. And then what I was mentioning is that his mediolateral balance has a very interesting pattern. It's actually windswept, because if you look on the left hind, you will see that your mediolateral, he's actually pinched, like he's lower on the medial and higher on the lateral. Whereas if you look on the right hind, it's exactly that same, the opposite pattern, where he's higher on the medial but lower on the lateral. So it's literally standing windswept like this. So it's very, very important in him in specific to actually balance that mediolateral. Again, same as the front, mediolateral is a problem still behind, because you've actually got a pattern of the horse being windswept. So what's going to happen is that you've got a lot more pressure that's riding onto one limb as opposed to the other limb, which does inevitably lead to mechanical failure. So that's what we see. In terms of the hind feet in this particular view, I would pay more attention to the hind feet in terms of rebalancing and reshoeing and redressing them. We don't have much heel growth because they have been done, but I think this is quite a critical patient for remedial therapy, because especially that we're bringing him back into work, we know there's imbalances. It's really important that that which we can identify here, we actually translate back to him. And it's very interesting, if you watch him, especially in the soft, you see the instability on the hock and you see him leaning off that left hind hock. This is exactly what's happening. He's floating onto the right foot because the left foot is the more uncomfortable foot, where he's actually digging in with his toe. So that which you see, you can already see here. Okay.
What?
So remedial work is anything that's not a standard shoe. So when you start talking about a bar shoe, a pad, anything,
Remedial work, like exercise-wise?
that comes next. Because right now we're still focusing, we haven't got the feet right. So we can't take the next step yet. So we're still coming back to the feet. So the remedial work is anything that you've done your basic balancing, it's still imbalanced with the basic shoe. Now you get your more advanced shoeing, with your pads, your plates, your inserts, your extensions, all sorts of things. This is where they come into play.
So he was in a raised spider shoe. And that's what
Which
you had
actually
in there.
wouldn't be ideal for him. If you actually see what a problem is on the left hind, digging in with the toe, raising him even more, you're actually collapsing it, and you're going to be shortening a hamstring on him. So with him, even though the angle would suggest that that would be the ideal, the way he's going and looking at the hoof-toe ratio, he does this. So now raising it up even more, you are going to do even more of that, and you're going to eventually have a failing hamstring. So it's a little bit tricky. That's when you're looking at the x-rays, you look at multiple, there's like 5 critical things. You can't look at one only, because like I said, according to the hoof pastern axis, it makes sense you want to raise it. But you check the foot-toe balance, he's already digging in like this. Now you raise it, you're going to put all the weight, your heels are going to suffer. So essentially, that's where you start having to analyze it and having to look at function and not just what's ideal on a hoof pastern axis angle, because your weight bearing in the foot is critical. And that's what's really nice about the hoof beats, is it actually gives the landing. And if I remember correctly, on the hind, he actually had a skid pattern. So that already tells you he's digging into the toes. So you've got to give him more heel. So it's compromising a little on the hoof pastern axis angle, but more on your balance, because that's going to be your functional element of shoeing. Okay.
So like a 3D painting, but not
Yes,
elevated,
not elevated.
but supported.
Correct. Correct, more heel, and like you said, you want an egg bar which is slightly off the heel. It won't crush the heel, but it gives, what's nice about the egg bar, it artificially gives him a first point of contact on landing. So
Yes.
even though he doesn't have
Yes.
the heel,
It'll
it's still
support the
landing
hock
heel
and
to
the-
toe.
yes,
Correct, so
100%.
translating in the body, it's like it was there in the foot. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, let's go. Okay, generally it's not going to give us in the soft sand, so we don't have that angle. But we'll go on to the footfall. So in the walk, it was also nice and short, nice and even between the left and the front. Hind as well, slightly a little bit more on the mid stance on the left hind, and a little bit of a longer breakover on the left hind, and then the right hind a bit quicker, a little bit longer stance there, and then the breakover. The swing seems to be pretty nice and even on the front end hinds in the walk. In the trot, you can see it's also very well put together there. So the landing and the mid stance and the breakover and the swing looks pretty good. The hinds, he's still on that left hind. You can see again he was landing a little bit longer than on the right hind. So the right hind is coming off a little bit quicker. And then we go analysing quick, motion. So there he's showing he's landing quite heel first. In the trot on the front, and you go landing again, so he's landing more, you can see a little bit there, a little bit odds and sides. We go to the swing. You can go up there and see how he lands. Comes down quite nice. There you go, heel, toe first. Let's see if we can pick up that medial lateral balance that he had. One was, it's very close there. Zoom in a bit more, and we can maybe see. And there, so that's that little medial lateral balance that we were talking about earlier on. Let's go this one was also, yeah, that's very close. Okay, and that's the breakover. Let's go sort of timing. So his front is 7, 3, 1, 2. So it's actually better than yesterday, because yesterday once he started waking up from the sedative, he started throwing his head, and we were getting all different. We were literally, I think, 22 on the landing, and then the breakover was like also, I think, 19 or 18. So with him, way better today. 15, 4, 1, 9. That's a bit different on that. But so that's again on that right hind. That's coming through on the mid stance a bit quicker today. 4, 1, and 9. That's not too bad there. And then let's check his hinds, because his hinds are quite different there today. So here we go, general. Let's go. So the footfall will be basically the same. Let's go analysing. So he's still landing quite laterally on both there. So it's nice if you take it on that X-rays now. The one was sort of medially, the other one's laterally, but he's still landing a little bit laterally on both. Which one was the one he was landing on?
The left was landing on medium.
Left. Okay. Let me just check here. So that. Let's go to the swing there. So that will be the yellow one. There we go. So it comes, there he's landing left, very, very quick, but so he's definitely, it's all together, it's on the left, And this one was on the right, eh? Yeah, right was laterally, which you can see also very, very slightly there. So yeah, so we must be careful on what we do because it's so minimal that we might just, yeah, that's why I agree with you, just a flat shoe, no razors. Okay, well let's call that on him because those hind ones were the ones we needed to see. Let's go aside. They were quite high. You see how he's swinging there now on that right hand, left hand when they're settling there. So that's all on the, that was on the, let's see, that's all in the sand. So he was pushing right and he was digging his toes. He's digging his toes a lot and he was pushing through and then popping up. So this is why we're getting those high. That 19 there, that's quite high here. Okay, dokes. Well, that's that. Thank you so much.
So thank you, everybody. That concludes our gait analysis talk for today, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion with everybody that is here. I think it was extremely informative, and our take-home messages is that we have a lot to learn about our horses' gaits and look after our vets and farriers. Thank you very much.